Today's episode of the BS Podcast, Week 2, Guess the Lines with Cousin Sal. It's brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor and the only fan-friendly app for buying and selling tickets for sports and music. With just 2 taps on your phone, you can instantly buy SeatGeek tickets to an event, and you can enter that event using your phone only, no paper tickets. Drop your ticket app, use one bill for 2016. Download the free SeatGeek app or go to SeatGeek.com. We are also brought to you by Sling TV, the best way to watch live TV on your turf. For just $20 a month, stream more than 20 live channels, including ESPN, TNT, AMC, and CNN. No installation, no extra gear, no annual contracts. Just an internet connection, and that is it. Start watching for 7 days free at sling.com/Bill Simmons and get Sling TV on your favorite device. Restrictions do apply. And since we're here, my new HBO show, Any Given Wednesday. This week we have Chris Carter, Amy Trask, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. We are talking football and a little Hollywood. Premieres Wednesday, September 14th, 10 p.m. Re-airs on HBO and HBO 2 all week. Bonus digital clips on HBO Now, HBO Go, and HBO On Demand. Check out theringer.com for columns, features, podcasts, and everything else. And if you want more football content, please check out the Ringer NFL show. We launched that. It's got good people on it. You get to hear Kevin Clark vent about stuff. Robert Mays vent about stuff. Whole bunch of people from our whole Ringer universe. That's the Ringer NFL Show podcast. Subscribe now, and we are off.
Yeah. Clear enough for you? All right.
Our audience of carefully planted people is excited to have us.
It's really nice. It's all different shapes and sizes and colors. It's a Red Sox fan and a Yankee fan. They're not sitting next to each other.
Sitting together almost peacefully.
Right.
So if you're listening to this at home, we're taping this in my TV studio with 20 people watching us. We just want to see what it would be like.
Yeah.
Or try it out. Maybe we'll take the show on the road.
We should take it on the road. Will the 20 people come with us?
We take the carefully planted people. Yeah. You had a rough weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you had a great weekend. I was really proud of you. This is Cousin Sal, by the way.
Thank you.
I was really proud of you. You launched your thing on Facebook Live, Cousin Sal's short thing.
Right.
There was a montage that you filmed in Vegas. You were throwing money. It was great.
Opening sequence.
Very assertive. This is a sure thing. I'm going to bet this money. I'm going to win. But then the picks didn't come through.
Right. Yeah, that's the big thing.
It's the fucking picks. That's what always gets it.
I hate it.
So the Bears, you're watching the Bears game. Have you ever had more at stake in a single game that you didn't actually gamble on?
And it's really weird because and I was like, why am I even gambling anymore? I can't be more into a game than I am these picks that people are going to write terrible things about me after I blow it, you know?
Right.
So, but they're up 10-7, and then they didn't score the rest of the game. John Fox gave a Tony Robbins-type motivational speech at halftime, and they scored 0.
To depress his team?
I needed 3 points, and they couldn't score 2.
What was the other team you lost?
And then I had Tennessee, who was up 10-0 on Minnesota. They were getting a couple points, 2.5. And,
Minnesota's defense took over.
That's it. That was it. And
so were you depressed? Like, walk me through your reaction.
I was really upset. Yeah. And then I had to go live on Facebook and recap it. And I have Brad, who's very hard to get him to even sit down.
You went online with what looked to be 2 homeless people. I actually knew who they were. They were Brad and Scott.
And Scott, yeah.
Yeah.
Brad, he told me he was going to wear his best Tennessee Volunteers sweatshirt, and he didn't. This one was covered with barbecue sauce and everything else. So.
You finished in 10 minutes. He was like, you just wanted to get off.
Should those be longer? Those need to be longer?
I don't know. I didn't even realize it was on, and then all of a sudden
really?
it was gone.
They tell me those should be longer, but how much can I trust Brad in a live segment?
You can't.
I know. I was lucky to get 10.
I don't trust Brad in a tape segment.
I was lucky to get what I did out of him. But, yeah,
right.
So that's it. And then I had the Lions came back and won for me.
That's good. 1 and 2's doable.
1 and 2's great.
You'll rally back.
Thank you.
Week 1, we're taping this on a Tuesday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Week 1, 6 teams that stood out: Pats, Steelers, Broncos, Packers, Bengals. And I'm throwing the Packers in there even though they lost. That feels like the top 6 to me. Would you throw in the Giants?
Oh, I didn't even look. No. We don't know how.
Tier 2 for the Giants?
So
I had Tier 2, Giants, Seahawks,
terrible
Texans,
the
Vikings.
Cowboys are. Giants, Seahawks, Texans,
and Vikings.
Vikings?
I feel like that's our top 10.
I think
And the
so.
Cards, it was just so unimpressive that they couldn't beat. I mean, granted, he's so handsome.
Yeah.
Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do think they were staggered by it for about 2 quarters, but then at halftime they adjusted.
Yeah.
They looked at photos of other handsome people.
I think that was it.
And then eventually got used to it, and they came back a little bit. But
And we were all set to take the Patriots +9. It made all the sense in the world. And you're like, I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this. I think they're going to blow it. It's a huge FU to Goodell if they lose by 40. I'm like, wow, that makes sense. All right, yeah. It's like, probably the linemen are saying, hey, LeGarrette Blount, we're not going to block for you today because we have to lose because it's a huge FU to Roger Goodell. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's insane. How did we not take it?
It turns out I'm an insane person. Because I really did. When they scratched Gronk, I'm like, I was like, Belichick wants to lose by 30 points to really stick it to NBC and the NFL.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we come out. We look great. And Garoppolo, perfect offense. He's throwing like little short passes. Is he like the 11th best quarterback in the league?
I don't know, 10 better than him. No, I don't know.
Well, how many bad?
It might be a little overreacting.
How many bad quarterbacks did we see last weekend, though?
There
He's
are a lot.
better than at least 10 of them.
Yeah, out of the young quarterbacks, he was in the top 2 with Carson Wentz. But I think
Right.
like
Carson.
that 3rd and 15 to Amendola for 32 yards. Was
Unbelievable.
like, what, 7 or 8
It's like the
minutes
4th
left?
receiver on the play.
He looked off like 3 receivers and threw it in.
I was texting back and forth with my dad, and we were waiting for the terrible pick or the terrible fumble or something. And there was that moment when he scrambled out.
Right.
And the guy was coming at him. He did like the juke step with his feet.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is it. Here's the fumble. But he didn't fumble. He never had a turnover.
Now you have a theory that they shouldn't sign him. You're thinking Brady doesn't want this guy replacing him.
I just know how I'd feel as an only child.
Right.
I would want them to get rid of him now. I wouldn't want to
You
breathe
would?
down my neck. Yeah, it's like what we were talking about with Letterman. How Letterman would always have people who could never take his show. Letterman never would have had Jimmy Fallon after him.
You want a Craig Ferguson in there.
He wants Craig Ferguson.
Right.
He wanted, like, Matt Castle was perfect. He's like, this guy's fine. Keep him for 10 years.
Exactly.
But
We have our agent, Baby Doll, James Baby Doll Dixon, the
Yeah.
He can relate to this late night talk. He represents everybody.
well, almost everybody. Like now he's waiting to get called up. We're not calling him up.
Okay, I didn't.
But they could trade Garoppolo week 5 because I think he's going to be a free agent soon.
Yeah.
Brady comes back, and just trade him for assets.
For what, though? You're going to need to replace Brady at some point, don't you think?
Oh, God forbid.
No?
I really hope that's not
So
true.
what if it's 3 years and Garoppolo's 29? You don't think that's worth it to?
There were a couple moments when I did have some. I've been married to the same person for a long time, and now there's new persons in my life who are like, oh, Brady can't do that.
Right.
Oh, Brady doesn't roll out that fast. Like I did catch myself a couple times thinking that way.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom wouldn't be able to do that. And then I felt really guilty.
Yeah,
Stupid.
seek therapy.
Yeah, stupid afterwards. I think Brady could play 3 more years, though. So
good.
my question is, at
If
some
he
point,
gets
they have to pay
suspended like
Garoppolo.
11 games a year, he could play like 7 years.
I resented that. Brock Osweiler got $18 million a year.
Yeah.
So it feels like that's what Garoppolo's price would be on the open market. Did you watch him, by the way?
Osweiler?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Every play of that Bears game.
He looks competent, and then he has a couple plays. He throws it from
Slings
weird
it weird.
angles, and he's kind of lumbering, and you think he's terrible, and then all of a sudden I need to watch him another couple weeks. I was more in on him before the game than after, but I think that team's going to be good.
Well, I think
you agree with me yet on the AFC South?
With that, it's going to be the Texans?
Yeah.
I kind of do now.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. But the Jags played, that was a better game than I think people want to give credit for. They stayed in the whole way with Green Bay. But Osweiler, Hopkins is phenomenal. He gets open or he gets a flag thrown on almost every route that's thrown to him. And this guy Fuller is tremendous. I think he had 107 yards receiving.
Yeah, he's
there was
available in our
overthrown
fantasy
twice.
draft. Yeah.
Overthrown twice and dropped one. But he's going to be great.
Plus, he had the V on his jersey.
He did?
He had Fuller V for Fuller the 5th,
Oh, I didn't know that.
which I thought was a bold move.
I thought he was a fan of the View.
I'd never seen
No.
the V. And then somebody else had a senior, maybe Sunday night or last
Gurley.
night.
Oh, Gurley has the second, right? Oh,
No,
senior?
somebody was a senior because they must have just had a kid who's a junior, and it's like, I'm pretty sure we're not going to get you confused with
Right.
like your 2-year-old son.
Steve Smith. Steve Smith did that.
You don't
last
really,
year.
yeah, you
Right.
don't really need to be a
Right,
senior.
exactly.
Anything else jump out at you?
I don't know.
Any
Oh,
surprises? Do you believe in the Bucks yet?
I think that's interesting. That was your team, right?
So in our wins pool, where we had to pick 3 teams,
You
I
went
had 10,
3-0.
12, and 24. Yeah, we both went through now. I did Giants 10, Texans 12, and then I had the Bucks at 24, and I was hoping they could get to 9-7.
Yeah.
I really think they can get to 9. I think they're going to make the playoffs.
That's a good offense. I don't know. Defensively, they need to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, but Jameis might be like this. Might
a
be
real
the
deal?
leap. Yeah, I was really impressed with him. Like skinny Jameis.
Can I
Yeah.
get off pros for a second and talk about the worst beat of all time I had Saturday?
Yeah,
Oklahoma State. I know you're maybe familiar with this already, but
I'm not. I don't know.
I do
anything
those
about college
5 or
football.
6 team money line parlays where I take 18-point favorites, but just take the money line to win, you know? So it pays garbage, but
Yeah.
I like it because I don't have to watch most of the games. This one I had to watch. Oklahoma State, home against Central Michigan. They are up 3 with the ball and 4 seconds left. 4th down, the quarterback throws it out of bounds. They celebrate. The clock expires. Zeros all over the place. Clock expires. Everyone's celebrating. The ref flags them for intentional grounding and adds an extra play for Central Michigan, which is garbage because the game should have been over.
Yeah.
Like you either decline the penalty and the clock expires, or you take the penalty and the game's over. They later apologized for this and are suspended 2 weeks and all this stuff.
Oh, I saw this. Those
Central
were the
Michigan,
refs.
next play, 50-yard Hail Mary with a lateral and everything else, and I lose.
And you bet on this?
You don't get worse than up 3 with the ball and 4 seconds left. This is not basketball where it could be a freak thing and a technical. Like that. And how many things can you do at the line of scrimmage? 1,000 to kill that clock and not throw?
So you bet on Oklahoma State versus Central Michigan.
Yes, yeah. It was a 9 a.m. game, our time. Don't laugh. I shouldn't even talk about it. I'm still like sick. And the stupid coach let the refs give them. I would have been doing snow angels at the 50-yard line until they took me off the field. Like, you can't add a play. Don't gamble, I think is the.
I'm starting to wonder if you have a gamble.
Yeah.
Ad of the weekend, Bo Jackson's Tecmo Bowl ad. Did you see that?
didn't see
were
it.
You...
No.
Yeah, it was a Bo Jackson for Kia.
Really?
Tecmo Bowl. And he leaves the game and comes back with a Kia and starts running around the field. It won the weekend.
Wow, that's.
Because it was basically like every ad was Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. And then this one really likable Bo Jackson
Right.
ad, which I was happy about.
That's
Peyton Manning, I really thought, now
think
that
it
he
was
was retired, I didn't think he was going to be in my life as much, but he was all over the place. He was there Thursday night.
You were screaming on our last podcast about
was.
how he's not. Why isn't he coming back? Why isn't he doing? Yeah, but he was there for Thursday night, and like you said, every other commercial.
Did you see how Collinsworth reacted to that?
No, I don't think I did.
I don't think he liked having Manning in there.
Oh,
I think
really?
he saw his future.
Threatened, huh?
It would be like if I had a CIA agent sitting next to Baby right now. I think he'd just be flat out threatened by the.
That's she's not a CAA.
No, she is actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's young. But yeah, I don't think he totally liked it.
Right.
I was proud of Al Michaels because he's like 5 years older than my dad, and he did 2 games in
Just
4
for doing
days.
that much, you should be proud.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
my dad watching 2 games in 4 days would have been challenging for him.
Right. Uh-huh.
Al Michaels flew to 2 different destinations and announced the games.
Such a pro.
Should we do the week 2 lines?
Let's do them.
So we sent these guesses to each other already. Mm-hmm. Who won last week? Do we even?
I won. Yeah.
You
I
won,
don't think I
okay.
announced it, but I won 12-8.
12-8. We should probably say who wins and loses
Yeah,
this week if
I
we're
know.
going to do this. All right, Don Julio, shot of the week. We got to take a shot at this. You like the Bills or you like the Jets?
I'm going Jets. This line move scares me.
I'm
Take
going
the
Jets too, and I really think Rex might be working for a television station in like 5 weeks.
Really?
And I actually think that's his destiny. I'm excited for it.
Really?
Yeah,
The
I think
HBO
it'll be
is going to
good.
be a cameraman on your show?
I would love to have him on
Yeah.
HBO. Rex, when you get fired, I have a spot for you. It'd be great. I would love to talk football with you. Yeah, I think this is going to be bad. I could see the Bills Mafia getting very upset. Mm-hmm. I think we might hear our first Ryan must go chant. That's my Don Julio shot of the week.
All right.
So we have Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Rex Ryan, who was looming as the favorite for first coach fired,
Right.
and then Jeff Fisher literally pulled his pants down and took a shit on TV.
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
he did.
Yeah, Rex had it locked
Bent
up,
down,
I
really
think,
squeezed it out.
for about 36
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah. Mike McCoy too. They blew a 24-point lead.
It's a bad loss.
But I think Jeff Fisher is now in the driver's seat. He might get fired. Like as we're doing this podcast, he might have gotten.
Is it? Yeah, please check your phones and see what's going on.
So this is in Buffalo.
I had Bills -3, and it was -3 Monday morning. And now it's Jets -1. So you win that one.
I think this line ends with Jets favored by 3. I think the Bills.
What happened?
The Bills are terrible. I think they're a bottom 5 team.
But weren't they terrible Sunday night? Like when this line came out? I don't understand what
I
happened.
think people realize the Jets might actually be good. And that Jets-Bengals game was almost like a playoff game.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 2 of like the best 8 or 9 teams.
I looked to see why this spread jumped 4 points, and I was like, all right, someone's got to be hurt. It's either the Watkins or McCoy or something. It said, best I found was Rex Ryan follows in his brother's footsteps and gets the lap band removed. I'm like, well, that can't move the line 4 points, can it? Maybe 3. I'm not kidding. It was like 4 hours ago, Yahoo.
Wait a second, can we go back to the lap band?
Yeah, what?
So he got it removed?
I read it real quick. Yeah, he got it followed and he did something with
Does
the
that
lap
mean it didn't work, or he just wants to eat more? How does that work?
band. I think both.
Okay.
I think it means both. But how about Revis? Can we discuss him for a second? How was he the greatest, and now he just gets torched every week?
When Belichick cuts
broken?
ties. No, when Belichick knows he's like a dog. Like
Yeah.
he sniffs death. He just knows. And Revis is like, all right, thanks for everything. We'll see
Yeah.
you later. And it's like the guy is never as good after they leave.
That was it.
I can't think of one example of a guy coming back to haunt us in
No.
like 15 years.
No, probably not. But I
So-
think also having an island named after you is bad. Revis Island.
It does seem like a
It's
jinxing
bad.
type thing.
It's like Tommy Bahama. Got addicted to meth. His wife left him as soon as they named the island.
I was listening to Sirius NFL
Yeah.
radio, which I listen to now more than. Yeah, I just can't do ESPN radio anymore.
I understand.
just can't.
Why? Is there a history or something?
No, it has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with the history.
Right.
I just, I want to hear football talk.
I know.
And it turns out the Sirius NFL channel actually has
They're
football
serious
talk.
about football. Yeah.
But one guy was like, "You cannot blame Darrell Revis. AJ Green made someone." I was like, "I'm going to blame Darrell Revis."
Yeah,
the guy
sure.
was like, cut 12 of 13 passes on him.
Yeah.
The same thing with Josh Norman last night, where
That
they
was
spent all
insane.
this money on him, and they don't even have him one-on-one against Antonio Brown. Why'd you spend all the money on this guy?
$75 million, and it's like, you know what? Go up to the other side.
Right.
Are you done filling out your startup paperwork? Do you have your Social Security card and your license? Just do B
Get
and
your
C.
medical benefits
Yeah,
yet?
fill that out and then join us in the third quarter. Like, yeah, that made no sense at all.
The Ringer's Kevin Clark told me like 2 weeks ago that he was already unhappy there.
Really?
And after watching that game, like
Already?
I had the Redskins as a playoff team. I'm out.
No,
The one thing we've learned with Week 1 sometimes is just move on. I think that might be the good bad team though.
Well, I wanted to talk. We listed the top 5 or 6, but who's definitely out?
Who's?
Definitely.
I have
think 2 teams.
The Browns are out. Mm-hmm. I think they were out a week ago, but I think they're out again. I think the Bills.
Oh,
I'm already crossed.
Not the Rams?
Oh, you're talking definitely
That's
out?
it. Remember, we cross off teams.
Oh, I'd have the Browns. Well, we're
Just
only,
the Browns.
How many do we have to cross off? 2?
However many are out.
I'm not crossing off the Rams yet.
Really?
I would cross off.
I didn't see
I
a
think
flicker
just the
of
Browns.
anything that I liked about the Rams yesterday.
Yeah, but
And
remember
in the
last
tough
year the
division.
Vikes got killed by the Niners on that game last year. I think that's just a weird game. It
Really?
starts at 10-20. I feel weird watching it.
28-0.
Berman's announcing it. I think
Yeah.
it freaks the players out.
Right.
It's so strange.
All the Eagles references, it just gets in their head.
Yeah, I mean, even he didn't want to listen to himself this year.
Right.
I felt bad for Steve Young. I would cross off the Browns and everyone else. I want to see another week. I can't give up on the Rams yet. They have too much talent.
All right. I would have said Browns and Rams, but you're
Really?
normal.
But 9 and 7 might make wild card.
I just think that division is not.
Yeah.
I'm still not done with Arizona. All right, Sunday, Titans at Lions.
Titans Lions. So we have a nice full slate of Sunday early games, and I have Detroit giving 4 points at home against the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah,
That might be too low.
It is low. I had 6.5. It is 6.
That's
But-
too high.
Not a teaser game. We would take.
That feels like a Titans money line game. To me, the Titans and the Jaguars are the 2 teams that might be a little better than we think they are. Because that Vikings defense is top 5.
Right.
And the Pack, you just started talking about it before, and then we audibled away from it.
Right.
I think the Jags, there's a chance they might be good. Like, they played the Pack really well in that game. I don't know if it was because of the weather, because it was like, they said it was like
Very hot.
110 degrees in
Yeah.
the field. But I want to see them another week.
It's going to be a lot of TJ Yeldon now, I think, from
Yeah.
going in. But, yeah.
He's on my fantasy team in our league.
Yeah.
But we spent $29 on Thomas Rawls,
Yeah.
who's a backup.
Right, right.
It's a $171 salary cap.
Oh,
I'm
I
done.
see.
I'm like
Yeah.
the Browns. Like, cross me off.
I know. I think I've spent
No way to come back.
58 on Todd Gurley, who I'm going to bench this week. So
Oh,
it's the same
Jesus.
thing. Same thing. What about Dominican Sue stomping on another ankle?
Well, are
Angle,
we stomp profiling with that though? Are we sure he did it that time?
I think he's got a finishing move. I think he's the first football player to have a wrestling. Here he comes with the stomp. Like, not even a touchdown celebration move. Like, he's doing it during the
His
game.
RKO?
Spectacular.
Okay.
All right, so I get that one. Saints at Giants.
The Saints have another terrible defense. Mm-hmm. And I actually like this Giants team, and I know it hurts you deep in your recesses of your soul that the Giants are going to be good again. I feel good about my Super Bowl prediction.
Giants and Patriots.
Trilogy. The third receiver, like that Shepard, that one touchdown catch he made, they didn't have a third receiver who could make a play
He's
like
solid.
that last year.
Right.
When Eli has those three receivers, I think he's not the black sheep Manning anymore. I still consider him the black sheep
And
Manning.
Beckham could go for 600 yards this week. That
Yeah.
secondary is so bad. They did nothing in free agency. They signed Fleener, the tight end, who I think ended up with 0 yards.
I know, and they were
And he-
throwing to him too.
Yeah.
The one thing with them is they keep landing these wide receivers that nobody's ever heard of that all of a sudden are having hundreds
The
of
Saints?
games. Yeah. Like
Snead
Willie
and
Snead wasn't like a
Thomas.
first-round pick, was he,
Right,
or was
no.
he?
No, it was
I don't think he was.
first blonde guy to be picked.
So, Giants, Saints, I have the Giants by 5.5, and I have a comment after you make your pick.
All right, I said 4, and it's 4.5, so I get that barely, right?
Okay. I think this is the kind of game the Giants fans, it's on their radar. It looks good. Our offense is great. We're going to put up all these points, and this is like Eli lays those 3 eggs a year. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but I just want to put everyone on one.
All right. I'm ready for
Anytime
one.
it looks too good for the Giants, something bad happens.
Gotcha. All right.
During the regular season, not the playoffs.
I'm with you.
Quick break to talk about DraftKings. I had a frustrating DraftKings weekend in week 1. I put my eggs in the Russell Wilson basket, and the basket spilled over, and the eggs broke. But that doesn't mean I'm not coming back this week on DraftKings. And they are offering another free fantasy contest this week. I repeat, it's free. They're offering $100,000 in total prizes up for grabs. Remember, DraftKings.com, the destination for 1 week fantasy football. No season-long commitments. Pick a contest. Draft a fake team of real players. Be their fake GM. Follow that fake team live, and you might win real money. Do a contest with friends or beginners. Do a 50-50 contest. Or be like me and do a single entry league. I actually enjoy those. Go to DraftKings.com. Use the code Simmons to play for free in this weekend's $100,000 fantasy contest. Again, it's free. DraftKings.com, code Simmons. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See the website for details. Back to the podcast.
49ers at Panthers.
So I have it's the biggest spread of the year so far. Definitely double digits. I had the Panthers by 11.5.
You actually didn't go high enough. I said
Oh.
13, and it was 14 before yesterday. It's down to 13.5.
Here's
Get that one.
flipping around your cross-off question. How many teams in the league, if they're down 10, the game is over? Because I know the 49ers put up 28 in that game.
Right.
But if the Panthers are up 10-0, it's over.
If they're down 10 to the Panthers, it's over. If they're down 10 to
any good defense, it's over, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to come back.
That's-
So I would say the Browns are like that, and the Rams and the Titans would be my 3 teams. I just don't think they could come back.
Browns, Rams, Titans.
Yeah.
Down 10. Okay.
I don't know about
there's
merit.
no way to prove this, but yeah. I like it.
Maybe the Dolphins, too. I don't know about Mariota.
It just takes them so long to move the ball, and they didn't do him any favors. Where they cut Justin, what's his name? They cut Dorial Beckham, Green Beckham. They
To keep Andre Johnson, who's like our age.
if Delaney Walker's not open, it's
Yeah.
just going to be forever to get.
Did you know Andre Johnson was on the Titans? Be honest.
He's back on the Titans. Oh, he's on the Titans. Yeah.
He's on the Titans. You
I
knew
didn't know
that?
No.
They threw to him on Sunday. I was like,
Really?
Andre
Are
Johnson.
you sure? Because we once had an A. Johnson, and it didn't.
No, it was
different
Andre
A.
Johnson.
Okay.
Or it was his body double.
Dolphins at Patriots.
I had trouble with this one. I put this in the Vegas zone. Pats by 5.5.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. I said 3. I don't know why. I think I'd made this before the Sunday night game. Whatever. It was 4.5. Now it's 6.5.
You
What
got
about this being on a radar? Speaking of a radar game.
I'm worried about this game.
Yeah.
I know it's my job to worry about the Pats. That Dolphins D-line looked good in Seattle. And Jimmy just spent the last 3 days hearing from everybody in his life about how great he was, and you were so awesome, and great job, you're great, this is great. I don't know. Then Sue stomping on his leg.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
They didn't show
Something
a lot offensively, but
I think they're factoring in the 3 extra points in these lines for the Pats because they know like that first half is so tough for the defense when they see Jimmy.
right.
Like it's just
You're in love with this guy. I haven't
He's
seen-
very handsome. He's really, really an attractive guy.
Speaking of, you know,
Although my daughter did say she thought she was like, oh, he's really good looking, and then she goes, but Brady's a little bit better looking.
Really?
It's like, that's my girl. Way to do it.
better be careful. He's
Yeah.
a scoundrel, Brady. They'll wait.
He's a happily married man with children. He's
I
a
wasn't
very good
always
father.
like that. You had your fantasy team. You had Gronk.
I did.
The news came out Thursday night, Friday, that he wasn't
I
traveling
started
with the
him
team.
with the red flag and the O.
There has to be a name for that. The first person in your fantasy league to start a player who's not actually playing.
I didn't have a choice. We couldn't add a tight
There were
end.
3 backup tight ends who got 6 points that you could have traded for. You just took a
You think I
zero.
should have traded?
Of course. It's like Ertz.
Trade
and
for a backup?
Julius Thomas.
My team sucks.
You took a 0, you lost by
No.
5
Listen,
points to John Hamm.
If Gronk isn't healthy, I don't want to win.
You lost by 5 points. All right. All right, Ravens at Browns.
Ravens at Browns. I have Ravens by 4, and I think I'm probably too low. The Browns are terrible.
Can we, our friend Alec, who used to be a president of the Browns, is here. You want to guess the line, Alec? You don't want to guess? Why?
Can't talk.
Is that part of the gag order? You
Yeah.
can't even guess the
Can't talk.
line?
Can't say anything.
How dare you? You said 4?
Yeah.
I said 6. It's 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah.
In Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
Who's the Cleveland quarterback this week?
It's McCown, which is good for Gary
That's not
Barnidge.
I kind of like the Browns.
It might not be
points.
bad. Yeah, it might not.
I felt bad for Robert Griffin.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of secretly hoping he'd be half decent. And he just can't stay on the field, and obviously isn't meant to play a contact sport.
Right.
Much like your beloved Tony Romo. Same
He's
thing.
not
It's
anything like my beloved Tony
Well,
Romo.
it's, sometimes your
He's
body's
gonna
telling
do-
you something.
He's going to do porn. That's next for
Romo is?
Robert Griffin. It's going to be RG3.
Bob?
That's what it's going to be.
RG threesomes.
Yeah, I'm taking a sip after that. All right.
RG threesome.
Casey at Texans.
This is the game of the early.
No,
games.
I don't think so. I think the next one is. But
Really, I like this game.
Okay.
I got Texans by 2.5, and I like the Texans.
You had it exactly. It's 2.5. I said 3. And yeah. That's
What a garbage win by the Chiefs. Don't celebrate after that win.
No,
Kansas
I don't
City.
care.
It's you don't care because you
No,
have
but
them?
I have they're one of my 3 teams. That's
Oh.
all you talked about.
Well, the only reason they won is because Keenan Allen blew out his ACL in the first half when the Chargers were up by 21, and the Chargers literally saw their season being carted off, and that was it.
Although they still had the ball and were driving in the third quarter. It was really weird how quickly they blew that game.
Do you
But
think-
I think that was the worst loss of the week for a city.
That's gonna be the
for a
worst
team.
loss of the month.
But just for a city, like
Yeah.
this is a team that has to get in good graces with their fans and their city,
Yeah.
come back to San Diego. Huge division rival. They're up 3 touchdowns, and then they lose their star receiver. That's bad.
Pretty bad.
I mean, I guess you could say they're done too, but
I like when people complain because they had Keenan Allen on their fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
Like it somehow is a parallel amount of pain to Keenan Allen who blew out his knee and can't play
Right.
football anymore. It's like they're sharing this. with
Yeah,
us.
you kind of
Like,
know what you're
it's
getting.
your fake fantasy team. Come on.
This is the one I think's the game of the week. Cincy at Pittsburgh.
You're right. That is the game of the week.
Always solid.
Is that
obviously.
guy still suspended? Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect strangers. He's out.
Perfect. Straight.
You
I have Steelers by 3.
I had 3.5, and right now it's 3.5. So I'm gonna take that one.
I thought the Steelers look great. I don't
Yeah.
know how they keep finding these receivers I've never heard of. It is unbelievable. Like this, who's the new
Rodgers,
guy?
is that his name?
Eli Rogers?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did he come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Every year they find a new guy. He's always between 5'9" and 5'11",
Yeah.
and he's running around catching everything. And the announcer like, they love this guy. They love it. It's like, just once the Patriots, I guess I can't complain
Phenomenal.
because I have 4 Super Bowls, but
You can't complain.
Yeah, I
You're right.
can't complain.
D'Angelo Williams was the best backup in maybe football
yeah,
history.
why doesn't he make $10 million a year?
I don't know. I mean, he's how old is he? Is he 30 or 33?
The
30.
Steelers pissed me off.
Bengals were good last week, though. Andy Dalton deserves credit. He was under siege a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what did he get? Sacked 7 times.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by the Jets' defensive line. They didn't even have.
They're
Which
good.
one was that? Wilkerson or Richardson?
They
They have everybody back this week.
Richardson.
Yeah.
It's out. Yeah. All right, one more early game. We could skip this one. Cowboys at Redskins.
Wow, two traumatized teams. I had the Native Americans by 3.
Yeah, you're going to get it. They're favored by 2.5. I said 4.5. I thought it'd be a little higher. This is before I saw
Do you want like 20 minutes, 20 seconds to talk about the Cowboys or no?
Just, I don't know.
Had you ever lost a game like that?
What are you talking? Of course, they're all like that. It's all the same problem.
You hadn't lost a game like that.
Oh, guy not getting out of bounds? Yeah.
Had that happened yet?
No, I guess that specifically didn't happen. And Jason Garrett, of course, looked fine with the whole thing. Like, I just don't like the whole game plan. He played it like he was playing fantasy. Like,
he's very fine with terrible losses.
To me,
he could throw a headset once.
Alfred Morris was clearly better than the kid, Ezekiel Elliott. But,
yeah.
you know, he had to have 25 carries. He played. I think he drafted him. I'm almost positive he drafted him in this fantasy league. Dez gets 5 touches, five targets a game.
Yeah.
Witten gets 14. It's just such a bad game plan all along, and we were right there to win that game.
I was impressed that Dez didn't flip out on the sidelines at anybody.
Yeah.
I think he must really like Dak Prescott, is my guess.
Maybe.
Yeah. They might have gone to the Spearmint Rhino that night. Yeah, something like that. Nice vibe with that.
That's not Dez's way, but I know what you're saying. All right, late afternoon.
That's not Dez's way. Do you know that for a fact?
No. I know that for a lot of fiction. Seahawks at Rams.
The Rams are just abominable. Thanks for the gift, St. Louis. It's great. Thanks for your 53 shitty players. I had the Seahawks by 3, and with that said, as we discussed on Twitter last night when we tweeted each other, for when we could just text each other, I don't know why we don't.
Yeah, you're right.
This has all the makings of just a terrible Seahawks loss, or scarier.
Yeah, like,
it's just how many times have the Rams done this to the Seahawks?
It'll at least be like it was last week for Seattle. Like they'll have to
sweat it out.
Yeah. I had them by 4.
Yeah.
Favored by 7. It went from 4 to 7.
Well, see, the problem with this is I mailed you my lines on Monday.
I know. I didn't change mine either.
I don't like your game sometimes.
Bucks at Cards.
Bucks at Cards. I'm all in on the Bucks, and I think my instincts might be right with the Cards. First of all, they look super sloppy. I thought they were poorly coached. I didn't think Palmer played very well. He guys opened that whole game.
Right.
He had a lot of bad throws. And I don't know. It's not like we had the
it was
greatest
bouncing
defense.
balls and everything. And that Williams shouldn't be a cornerback for them. Like that's going to be a tough.
I'm watching that game for
big athletic receivers.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough for them.
And I'm watching that game for 4 quarters, going, please don't throw to Fitzgerald. He's just going to catch it every time. Please don't hand off to your running back who's going to run for 70 yards.
Right.
And it was like they didn't go totally.
When you were saying this with your daughter, like, Daddy, shut up! I'm trying to stare at Garoppolo. She didn't say that?
She didn't say that.
I think this is one of the, there's always a game with teams 1-0 that shouldn't be, and the team's 0-1 that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, I'll even out. But no. We're going to be like, Team A is 2-0. That's crazy. Team B, the Cards are 0-2.
So who's our teammate is 2-0? That's crazy.
Well, this is the game. What are you talking about? The game we're talking about. Yeah, Bucks. I think the Bucks could be 2-0.
Do you think people think it's crazy that the Bucks are 2-0 though?
Arizona almost went to the Super Bowl. It'd be weird for them to start 0-2.
I think it'd be crazier if the Niners were.
Oh yeah, but
they'd have to beat the Panthers.
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So you don't think the Ravens could qualify?
Well, no.
Everyone wrote them off. Yeah, I guess. So you think this is a possible?
Yeah.
I think the Bucks can absolutely beat the Cards. I watched that whole Bucks game. That was my biggest over/under bet. I picked them for the playoffs.
Right.
I'm kind of in on.
You love the Bucks, and you like the Cards. Yeah.
Quick break to talk about our friends at Sling TV. Monday Night Football has started. Well, that's on ESPN. College football has started. I think a lot of those games are on ESPN too. I hope you're not going to spend the next 4 months hoping a friend will invite you over to watch football or saving up to splurge on a night of lonely sports bar drinks. That's gambling money. Oh, and I really hope you don't plan on wasting hours on Mondays looking for a shady live stream that will crash your iPad during Monday Night Football. You have a better, cheaper option at Sling TV, the best way to watch live TV on your turf for just $20 a month. Get more than 20 live channels, including ESPN, TNT, AMC, and other top networks. Add-on channel packs like the Sports Extra package for just $5 a month extra. No installation, no extra gear, no annual contracts, and easy online cancellation. Just get an internet connection and you're ready to go. Start watching for 7 days free at sling.com/Bill Simmons. Don't miss out on football when you don't have to. Get Sling TV on your favorite device. Restrictions do apply. Oh, and speaking of football, let's talk about NFL Sunday Ticket.tv. Did you watch football last Sunday? I watched football. I watched football all day. They had a lot of games on. I think there were 9 early games and then 3 late games. 9 early games. That's a lot of football to be watching at the same time. And it's frustrating if you don't have Sunday Ticket. So look, you can still watch football games on Sunday even without a satellite. Some people don't have DirecTV because they don't have the satellite. Well, now you don't need a satellite. For just $49.99 a month, you can stream games using your favorite device. And if you're a college student, there's an exclusive deal. You can get NFL Sunday Ticket for only $24.99 a month. And right now, our listeners get 10% off when using the promo code RINGER. So go to NFLSundayTicket.tv, use promo code RINGER today, and you'll be in good shape with football season. NFLSundayTicket.tv. And now, back to the podcast.
All right, Falcons at Raiders.
I had the Raiders by 4.5, and that's another team I really like and was impressed by.
You get this. The spread is 5. By the way, we both said 6.5, and it is 6.5 for Bucks cards. Yeah, the spread's 5. I said 3, so you get this one.
I think the Falcons are flat out terrible. I just think they stink. Yeah, I think it's over.
No defense.
That team's a borderline cross-off for me. Mm-hmm. They were done in that Bucks game. I mean, they rallied back late, but the game was over in the third quarter.
And what balls on Del Rio, right? It's the thing we always say, like, yeah, go for 2 on the road at the end.
So
and then when he does, it's like, are you crazy? You're going to get fired, you lunatic. Kick the extra point.
Well, he went
for swagger.
He went for 2 pretty early in that game, too, and they didn't get it. And it just seemed the coaching was pretty spotty, and he's calling timeouts at weird times. And then that 2-point was great. But
could he be the new Riverboat Ron? Like everything works for him?
We've talked about this before. Sometimes when a coach does that, it really does give the team like a little swagger.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was great.
No,
I really like the Raiders. I'm glad the Raiders are good. Their secondary sucks, though. Like, if Matt Ryan has anything left as a possible anything, then he should throw for 480 yards this week.
Just in garbage time, you're saying? Oh, Raiders secondary.
Yeah, the Raiders secondary was not good.
Think so? Game. Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, to give up a 98-yard touchdown is pretty embarrassing.
Breeze shows off. He flexes his muscles.
They were picking on, I can't remember his name, but they kept picking on. It was like how the Pats kept picking on the guy in the Cards. Mm-hmm. The Raiders had a guy that Breeze kept just going after.
We should learn these players' names.
Yeah, probably at some point.
Jaguars at Chargers.
Jaguars at Chargers. I had the Chargers by 3, and I like the Jags, and I think that's going to be a bummed out crowd.
We both had 3, and it is 3. You like the Jags here?
I do. I do. I think the Jags are pretty good. Mm-hmm. I don't think we talked about it. I don't think the Chargers have a home field advantage.
No,
you?
No. That's why last week was so. It's a miserable game to blow.
The only good thing for the Chargers in this game is usually there's like 20,000 fans from the other team.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't any Jaguar fans. Like, who's going to...
It's impossible.
What guys are driving up from L.A., like the diehard Jaguars fans, wearing Baselli jerseys? I don't see it.
I'm with you. Colts at Broncos.
Colts at Broncos. Broncos by 4, and I don't like this game. I'm staying away completely. Is this Sunday night, or is this...
No, not yet. It's late afternoon. I said 5, and it's 6. Broncos by 6. Wait, let me add these up to build some drama for these last 2. 7.
I know the audience.
6, 7, 8. Come on, guys. It's exciting. 9-7. Good guys. I'm winning, and you need the next 2 to tie.
So, the Colts, we talk about this every year. Yet again, they were down by like 2 touchdowns in that game. Mm-hmm. Has any team fallen behind by 14 or more in more games than the Colts? It's like over and over again, they're down, they rally back.
Yeah.
Why do they make it so hard on themselves? Isn't that a sign of a bad coach? Like, if every podcast we did, the first 25 minutes, like I was like incoherent.
Right.
And just terrible, and then all of a sudden I got better as it went along. Like, I would try to fix that.
This is one of my cousin Sal's sure thing picks, and I think like Chuck Strong or the guy before him was like 7 out of 8 of the opening games of the Colts. 7 of the last 8 they lost and didn't cover. So they are a slow start team just in general. But
I was thinking, I have no proof on this, so I don't know if I'm talking out of my ass, but the way they changed the CBA and how many young players every team has, all these undrafted rookies, how you don't have as many veterans, how you don't get to practice for 3 months and all this stuff, and it's kind of chaos that first month. I wonder if the well-coached teams have just like this unbelievable advantage.
Right, maybe.
Like the Belichick and Tomlin, all these teams that have the infrastructures. Like maybe we should look at that from a gambling standpoint.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe not. Maybe we just lose money on it every week and not ever look at it.
It's something you can examine on your show every other Wednesday, whatever it's called. Packers at Vikings. This is the Sunday night game.
That's a good one.
Pretty good. Do you start Bradford or is Hill?
Well, Hill had no offensive touchdowns last week.
But are they the poor man's potentially 2015 Broncos where it doesn't matter what the quarterback does, their defense is that good? It's
possible.
They're going to be in 14 to 16 games if they score 2 touchdowns.
We're going to find out this week. I think I had the Packers by 1.5.
I said 2.5. It's 3. I was closer. I win the week. So
Congratulations.
This is big. If I win these early weeks and you're way checked out once NBA rolls
just
around.
crushing me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. This is a
You
good
haven't
sign.
won in like 8 years.
I know I haven't won in a long time.
So Minnesota's opening a new stadium.
Yep. We're right about this time. We're right about this. I think last year we.
We had it wrong last year, and they're making a big deal about how technologically advanced it is, and how many TVs there are, and how many things you can do with your cell phone at the game.
Really?
It's like everyone's admitting now that going to a football game is actually really fucking boring,
Yeah.
and that it's just a lot of dead time. And the more Wi-Fi you have, the better off you are.
Now
This is the first team that's really embraced
it's so
that. Like,
weird
hey,
because football's not
get on Wi-Fi during the game. It's like I thought I was going to a football game.
compared to baseball. It's not nearly as boring, but they would never do this in baseball because you get cracked in the head with a foul ball.
Right.
And that's it. Right.
Right.
So
And baseball really is about just you're there to eat and drink.
that's true.
And then guys are running around occasionally.
Right.
But football is supposed to care about that.
New commissioner of baseball right here, Wilson. No,
One of our writers, Pat,
Yeah.
he did the LA doubleheader in the same day.
Oh wow.
He claimed it was a thing. I'd never lived here 14 years.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, Angels, Dodgers, same day.
I think he made it a thing. I don't
Did
know.
you make it a thing?
It was San Diego and the Dodgers. Same
Oh.
Oh, San Diego? So that's like a Southern California doubleheader.
Yeah, San Diego at noon, Dodgers at 7.
Is it possible to do San Diego, Anaheim, Dodgers same day, 3?
I'll find out someday.
Called the Barker Triple Crown?
I'm not sure.
Pat's getting him. He's loud enough.
Oh, Pat got a mic.
Hey,
So you went to, which one did you go to first?
I went to San Diego at noon. They played the Cubs, and then I went to the Dodgers Giants at 7. So
That's great.
It's a good one. I don't know anybody who's done that.
No, I did the North. When the Mets were in the World Series against the Yankees, they played the Giants first. I went to that game and then took the BART. Is it called the BART?
Yeah.
To Oakland, and I still had my Met hat on. And the Yankees were playing Oakland, and those fans,
Were
you know,
not
they're
nice?
they're not the
Not
most
friendly?
understanding
Yeah.
fans in the world. And they assumed that because I had a Met hat on, I loved the Yankees, which couldn't be further from the truth. And they terrorized me the whole game, and I'm just explaining myself for 3.5 hours.
In
Not as
04, I
much
went
fun.
to a Pats game during their streak when they won 21 in a row. And then went to game 4 of the ALCS.
Oh, nice.
Yankees.
Oh, that's-
the comeback. That was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's
And it was
better
freezing
than
cold too. Pat, do you still have your mic?
no, they took it
They
away.
took you took Pat's mic?
Give me my mic back. I got my mic back.
Pat was supposed to be in roast battle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
a big topic
What
of
happened?
conversation.
I got cut.
You got cut because
Like
they
2
wanted some
weeks
name
before.
comics, and like Ralphie May, who got
Oh,
destroyed.
that wasn't even close.
Yeah,
So you need
so
to gain like
season
600
2.
pounds. That's way too thick.
Thank you. It's only like 400, but thank you.
Season 2, we got to get him on roast battle.
It's Jeff Ross, the Roast Master's birthday today, actually. So
It is?
Yeah, we should give him a shout out.
Did you
He
see
did
his
it.
cop special or no?
I haven't
He
seen it
roasted
yet.
the Boston cops.
No, I know. I haven't.
I was afraid to watch it. I haven't seen it yet. It's
No,
on my DVR.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
all right.
So wait. So I have that
Last one. Bears Eagles is the last one.
Monday night Eagles at Bears.
Yeah.
You said 2.5. I
Yeah.
said 4, and it's 3.5. And the Bears can go.
So
to
do you
hell.
believe in Carson Wentz or no?
I don't know. Not yet. Let's wait.
Pat hates the Eagles. Do you believe in Carson Wentz?
No.
Pat's from Philly but hates the Eagles.
Really?
My scouting
a lot
report
of
is he's
very
an
interesting
Eagle,
guy.
so it won't end well.
But don't Eagles fans hate the Eagles? Aren't they just showing up to
Eagles fans also
root
hate
against
the
the
Eagles.
other
Everyone
team?
hates the Eagles.
Yeah, right.
There's nobody who actually likes the
Yeah,
Eagles. Even the
so-
Eagles fans hate them. Do you want to bring our agent up here?
Maybe we should, yeah.
All right,
Or
come
the
on, baby
plugs.
doll.
Baby,
Can we get the chair for baby doll?
Baby, it looks
look
like
at
they're
this.
ready for you.
Wow. That's impressive. Thank you.
This is exciting.
This really is.
I don't know if we've ever had him on the podcast.
No, this is a big mistake.
Well, when you were at that other network, I sat in that little broom closet that used to do it.
Oh yeah, but
Once.
you weren't on though.
Kinda, yeah.
Baby, Sal, what are the 3 things you really want to say to make baby
Go ahead,
comfortable
baby.
right now?
Uncomfortable?
Yeah,
I don't
this
know.
is you thrive on this.
I have to say, baby, you don't smell like smoke or cologne.
Really?
Yeah, that's astounding.
You know, maybe you're onto something because I was picked up at 4 a.m. For my flight out here. And I will admit, as you see, I have my hat on and I'm unshowered and unshaven.
Good.
And maybe there's something to not bathing.
Yeah, don't bathe.
I don't think I'll ever bathe again.
Yeah, you're done.
We have a friend and client who also
Adam
agrees
Carolla,
with that
yeah.
theory.
Yeah. But baby's about cigarettes and
Sun.
cologne, and we visited him in
Absolutely.
Martha's Vineyard, and he littered all over the beautiful island. One of the last of the litterers. He really is.
Did I litter?
He'll like take bags of McDonald's in a rental car.
They don't have McDonald's in Martha's
Did he
Vineyard.
really
I'm
litter?
sorry, I did.
I didn't know anyone littered
He'll throw
anymore.
bags of McDonald's out the window of a rental car to clean the rental car, which they clean anyway, rental cars. Yeah.
I got really reamed and yelled at by Tanya for my littering.
Tanya says, I don't think these people know.
Well, you guys do, but my wife, who I threw something out in our neighborhood recently,
Yeah.
and I'm going to have to really reconsider this whole littering thing because
It wasn't a wedding ring, was it?
no, it was not.
What is happening right now?
Yeah. All right,
I've gotta
reconsider the litter.
I've got to get
serial
better at it.
litterer.
It's unbelievable.
serial
It's really-
litterer.
It's Jack Klugman.
Baby sold his agency to WME last year, and
Gobs of money.
and some people say
$55 million.
$55 million.
Yeah. He's not backloaded, if you can't tell already. has he?
and some people.
Sal has decided it was $55 million.
It's an educated guess. I spoke with some people. I gauged your
Yeah, I mean,
braggadocio.
Sal made it his mission. It
Right,
wasn't,
yeah.
this is more than an educated guess. This was, there was heavy research done.
Right.
Because he needed to know.
Heavy Googling.
And, he confronted
close.
Ari, on several occasions. And
Tell
Well,
me
you know,
who
I was
you
gonna-
yes, it
represent.
was for
Well, I was gonna. Yeah, he represents
many millions of dollars. I'll leave it
Jon
at that.
Stewart,
Such a dick.
Jon Stewart, Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Corolla. Do you count Corolla anymore?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Carson
And my
Daly.
client
Carson
just,
Daly,
my
the
my
two of
client
us.
Adam just, he must be doing well. He just bought a Newman Porsche for close to
million
$5
car,
million.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So Baby's got a lot at stake at the Emmys. I wanted to plug my cousin Jimmy Kimmel is hosting this Sunday on
yes,
ABC.
yes, gonna
8
be great.
p.m.
Yeah.
We're also nominated for
I know.
Outstanding
Give him a
Variety Talk
legitimate
Show.
chance this year.
We do, but you're rooting for John Oliver, aren't you?
No.
Yeah. No, that'd be better for you. No.
If Jimmy won an Emmy, that would be one of the happier moments of my life.
Is that true?
Yeah, it really would.
I
I'd be so
believe
happy
that.
for him.
But it's also good if Oliver wins and the
be
HBO
great.
cachet and it's
It'd be great
good for
but
you.
I don't know. I just because being there from way back, like to know the peaks and valleys of the whole experience.
Wait, Jimmy
Plus, he
and
would
Bill
definitely
are-
cry.
He might cry.
Jimmy
I
would
thought-
cry.
I thought you were going to
really
cry
good
there.
friends. You don't think he'd root for Jimmy over?
No,
John
he's looking
Oliver?
out for number one. He needs this HBO thing. to be good.
You know, one thing I'll say about Baby is when he sold his agency,
Yeah.
people thought the guy's not going to work as hard. He's not going to be as available. And they were right.
That is true.
I think you were on
I'm
vacation to
semi-
Martha's Vineyard for 3 months.
Semi-retired at this point.
It's great.
I
I always
visited-
wanted a semi-retired
Dude,
agent
I'm
at one of the
kidding.
most crucial professional
Of
times
course
of my
I'm
life.
not. I've actually worked hard. Come on, Sal. You got to
Well,
give
when
me
I was at
props.
Martha's Vineyard on a Tuesday, he worked about an hour and 20 minutes. And that was only because he took cigarette breaks during
Right.
the meals.
His cigarette
And he would get
break
on
is the
phone.
work, yeah.
that's it.
Tell Bill who you saw up there in Martha's Vineyard. amongst other people.
Obama? Well,
Yeah, that was pretty cool. You got to.
Yeah, I know. I don't
my
think you had
club.
anything to do with it.
Well, it was my club.
Oh yeah, you did belong.
We allowed the president to golf at my country club, and
It was very
just
sweet of you.
so we happened to be having lunch there with when he was coming off the back nine. So
Did you do the
That was
thing that
fun.
you do when you reintroduce yourself to people who don't remember meeting you, and then get angry that they didn't remember you?
Yeah.
You remember me?
yeah, I did.
Oh, you
Very
remember? We
upset.
met 7
I do.
years ago for 10 seconds.
Absolutely. I
You
do.
remember?
I take deep personal offense with people. If I don't leave an indelible impression on people, it's their fault.
Problem is, he had littered all over the green, and it took 10 minutes for Obama to.
Will you do your impression of Baby reintroducing himself to Oprah in Jimmy's dressing
God.
room?
Yeah.
Oprah was in Jimmy's dressing room.
Oh
What
God.
did he say? Oprah, you remember me, right? I told you how I went to Africa. And she's like, oh, where did you go? I don't know. It was really fucking expensive. Really expensive. Wherever I ended up. Nothing but the best. And, we saw all those animals. It's like, great. I'm getting out of here.
Jimmy's trying to cut in.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy was
Out of there?
mortified. It was
Yeah.
great.
What was-
It was great.
What was the most mortified Jimmy's ever been by Baby with a guest?
I think it was with Letterman, where he basically went through the same thing and was really upset that Letterman didn't remember him. Really upset.
Yeah, I really
Like,
was.
was going to take a swing at him.
Yeah, I was pissed. I took great umbrage at that because I've known Dave
Yeah.
since 1984. It's like, wait,
Right.
huh?
Yeah.
How is this possible?
Umbrage.
That's bullshit.
I took great umbrage would be a good name for his book. What was the Sean Penn story? That was the best
Oh,
one.
so
Same
love
thing. It
that.
went like three.
No, that
I
one
went
went deeper because
crazy.
Sean Penn got mad at him.
I went crazy.
Didn't they get mad at
There's
each other?
parts of it that we can't talk about because Baby was discussing their
Oh, yeah.
checkered past and how
Yeah.
how they met and everything. But
Yeah,
Didn't Sean Penn
but
tell you to
still.
go away at some point?
No,
the
publicist.
publicists were like, "Get out! He doesn't know you. Please leave him alone." He's like, "This is bullshit. You knew me. I was with what's his name, Dennis Leary.
Yes,
we were driving around in the hills."
Oh God.
That was $55 million ago.
Yeah, really. What does it all matter at this point? You know?
Anything else we have to cover?
That's it. Cousin Sal's shirt thing Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific on Facebook. I'm gonna deliver winners this week. Try something different.
So it's Friday, what time?
9 a.m. Pacific.
And you can like the Facebook page, but you're also on Facebook. The irony of this whole thing is
I know.
you're finally on
I got
Facebook.
on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see pictures of your kids now.
I haven't done anything
Or other
like that.
people's kids.
Yeah, I guess.
Friends that you didn't totally want to keep in touch with.
It's terrible. Now
People at work.
I'm just snooping and looking at what our friends' stupid wives say online. It's fun.
That's my favorite thing about Facebook.
Yeah, it's good.
I actually do like seeing my friends' kids. I really
You
do.
do?
I don't know what it is about it, but
I
when
avoid all
else am I
social
going to see
media.
them? I have friends that live in
Yeah.
the South and the East. Like I'm never all of a sudden like, oh wow,
Yeah.
they're tall.
You're a weird guy.
Makes you pass the time. I'm a pretty strange guy. I didn't mean like I'd like to see pictures of them. I just like to see how they're getting older.
I got you.
Prom pictures. So then you can follow that Cousin Sal Short thing,
Yes.
and then Jimmy Kimmel Live all week, and then the Emmys Sunday.
The Emmy Sunday. I'll be checking in from the Emmys on Facebook. Hopefully around 2 p.m.
And how many people did Baby invite to Jimmy's Emmys party?
A lot. He used up all the seats and all the after party.
How many people are you bringing?
A lot.
Over 10?
Yes.
You know these.
Over 10?
Yes.
These seats are hard to come by, as you can imagine. It's not a tremendous.
Yeah, it's like the after party.
So he brings just for the seats in the audience. He's like, my daughter, and she's got a boyfriend. And he'd love to go to the Emmys. He's 6'5". You wouldn't believe it. Like, we need
What
to
does
know
his height have to do
we
with
need to
it?
know his dimensions. Maybe he needs 2 seats because he's so big. Like I don't know. Oh, you'll love him. He's 6'5".
I did say that. I don't know why, but I did say
I get sent all the emails. Yeah.
How 3 daughters? Are all of them coming?
No, just my middle one.
He actually had more kids just to bring to the event.
I actually adopted 3
Yeah.
other kids to bring.
All right, and then check out the BS podcast coming back on Friday with a bunch of guests. Actually, we have Brad Stevens, the Celtics coach.
Wow.
Nice.
And one more mystery cast, and then Joe House and I will make picks.
Oh, good.
Thanks to our audience.
Yeah. And everybody, send Bill pictures of your kids.
Back on the BS podcast in a couple days.
All right.
Anytime y'all want to see me again, rewind this track right here, close your eyes, and picture me rolling.
Thanks to Sling TV, the best way to watch live TV on your turf, especially football and college football, for just $20 a month. Stream more than 20 live channels, including ESPN. And for an extra $5, though, you can also get the sports package. No installation, no extra gear, no annual contracts. Only an internet connection. You're ready to go. Start watching for 7 days free at sling.com/Bill Simmons. Get Sling TV on your favorite device. Restrictions do apply. Do not forget to subscribe to The Ringer NFL Show and all of the other great podcasts on theringer.com's podcast network. You can also do me a favor and write some stuff on iTunes on the BS podcast page. Write some comments, some thoughts, some reactions. Actually look at those. Reach out. Write to me. And don't forget about my new HBO show, Any Given Wednesday. This week we have an all-new episode with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Amy Trask, and Chris Carter. 10 p.m. Wednesdays, HBO re-airs on HBO and HBO 2, and you can watch the replays on demand or on HBO Go or HBO Now. Also look for all the digital clips and all the digital extras we have there. We'll be back later this week with another podcast. Some surprise guests on this Friday podcast. We have 3 guests crammed into Friday's podcast, and you won't guess the 3, I promise you. One of them is Joe House. You'll guess that one, but you won't guess the other ones. We'll see you later in the week. Thanks for listening.